Naas took centre stage on Saturday as the weather wiped out jumps racing in Britain. Joining me on the phone to look back at the action with a view to Cheltenham is Pricewise Tom Siegel. Tom, Unna 2 was hugely impressive at the weekend. Would he give Jetski something to think about in the Supreme?
Yeah, I think he can. I think Jetski's too short a price, really. I think people get carried away with early season form. He looks really good. I have no problems with, but this happens every year. You sort of get one horse everyone latches onto for the Supreme, and then come the day, there's sort of all sorts of horses coming to dive for him at certain stages. So, yeah, Jetski for me is too short. Unna 2 looked really impressive. I know the Mullins team really like Unna 2. There was a bit of a word about him being around for him for ages, and yeah, he couldn't have done. It was a bad race. Let's not get anything wrong. Let's not get carried away with the form of the Naas race. But he could only win on the bridle like he did. The Mullins team are very keen on him. They think 2 miles, good ground, won't be an issue. So yes, he's got to be right in there. And be interesting because I think the Deloitte Hurdle where he might run next is the same day as the Betfair Hurdle, and we got my 10 to yours in that. Unna 2 in Leopardstown. So the Supreme market is susceptible to sort of a bit of an upheaval after that day, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think Unna 2's a player. Yes.
Great form this afternoon, and Unna 2 probably was his trump card of the 4, but bolting in here now to make it 3 out of 3 in impressive form. Wins in the Gigginstown colours. Unna 2, Davy Russell 4 up. In second place, Rory O'Moore.
And Solwit recorded his first success since 2010. What do you make of his chances in the World Hurdle?
Well, he's got a chance, hasn't he? I mean, he was always a very good horse. He couldn't have won easier at the other day. I mean, he was getting a lot of weight from so young and what you think. So, I mean, he really should have won. He really should have won on his old form, and he did what sort of we were expected. I think he's got to step up on that again to be a player in the World Hurdle. But then again, who's going for the World Hurdle this year? Obviously, Big Bucks is out. Will Oscar Whiskey go? Cuvega? They're the favourites at the moment. Oscar Whiskey and Cuvega. I don't know if either of them will run. I mean, I think Nicky Henderson, now Big Bucks is there, will be sort of half forced to run Oscar Whiskey. But Cuvega, I think the plan has always been to go for the mares again. So she might not run. So he's definitely in there with a chance. I mean, there's plenty you can make cases for. But how many of them are going to run? You know, you've got Tidal Bay in there as well. I mean, who knows where he'll run? So there's worse each-way anti-post bets at this stage, but I don't think he'd be quite the one that would be on my radar just yet.
There was also a good card at Thurles last week. Did anything catch your eye there? Michael Dagenais, perhaps?
I like Michael. I've always been a big fan of Michael Dagenais. He's always been a favourite of mine. I remember Ruby Walsh saying he's the best novice hurdler he'd ever ridden when he won the Neptune at Cheltenham. He's obviously had loads of problems since, but I mean, problem with a horse like that, he's always slightly overrated. The handicapper doesn't give him a chance really, because I think he'd be a good horse for a good handicap, because I don't think he's quite going to make the top grade over fences, sort of Grade 1 company. But there's not that many, there's not that many top horses contesting these Grade 1 races like the Lexus and the Irish Gold Cup, the Hennessy. So I can see him running in there. Whether he can beat the likes of Flemstar, Sir des Champs, I doubt now. But yeah, I mean, I like the horse, and soft ground's fine for him, and he did all that could be asked of him the other day.
And are there any other Irish horses that you're particularly looking forward to at the festival?
Oh, there's loads, really. I mean, the Triumph Hurdle, I think, is a race that the Irish can do well in. I'd like the 2 Willie Mullins horses in that. Blood Cotil and Dire Carly. I think they're 2 horses to keep on the right side of. As we've mentioned, Cuvega, obviously, but she'll be really short price. There's plenty, but looking just through the, Arvika Legionnaire, where's he going to run? Then you've got the Willie Mullins Juvenile, Willie Mullins Novice Hurdlers, the Albert Bartlett horse, Pont Alexandra, who won on his debut the other day, who looks ready for a step-up in trip. There's loads that I'm looking forward to. Most of them are trained by Willie Mullins, but come the day when the handicaps come out and we see what's going where and what's going there, there'll be plenty more.
It's an all-the-way win here for Pont Alexandra. Don Cossack is down. A final flight. What a bad day for Davy Russell. What a performance from Pont Alexander on his Irish debut. And Pont Alexander and Ruby Walsh win in great style from...